What's up everybody and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to check out the all-new 2025 Nissan Armada. This one is the Pro-4X, finished off in the two-tone Alpine Metallic with the black for the roof. The MSRP is $80,500. Is this the better choice than a Toyota Sequoia? No hybrid here, unlike the Toyota Sequoia. So if you're looking for just a nice jumbo SUV, this might be your best option. Plus pricing, the Nissan Armada will undercut the Toyota Sequoia, and honestly this has been a really cool SUV to check out for the week. So underneath the hood you are going to get a 3.5 liter twin turbocharged V6. This engine makes 425 horsepower with 516 pound-feet of torque. We have a 9-speed automatic, a 4-wheel drive transfer case, and then the curb weight on this is going to be under 6,000 pounds. You got a 23.6 gallon fuel tank. You're going to expect 15 in the city with 18 on the highway, and max towing is 8,500 pounds. Taking a look at the styling, all new look. I do like how large it is, and especially with the Pro-4X, it looks like it's lifted. We do have the variable adaptive air ride suspension. It will raise and lower. Nice design on the LED headlights. Got a pretty cool running light to it. See the actual headlights down below. Some silver trim in the upper grille with gloss black. Forward-facing camera, got your Nissan badge, more openings down below to provide cooling to the radiators and intercooler. You can see LED fog lights, all your parking sensors, metal tow hooks down below, and then there are underbody skid plates. So pretty cool style overall. I love this color, kind of a greenish gray, looks really cool. You're gonna get some sharp lines on the hood and then a nice round design for the center. Something that kind of adds a little bit more sporty touch to this over how the new Infiniti QX80 is styled. At the side, we have an all-terrain set of tires with a 20-inch wheel, finished in gloss black. You have some plastic black for the front fenders, and then it fades into a fixed set of running boards. Nice trim piece behind that, power folding side mirrors. With the black, you can see the LED turn signal and a side view camera. Body color on the door handles, and then up above, you have some roof rails as well as the panoramic roof. Side profile, once again, this is a huge SUV, has a really good profile, nice proportions to it, sharp body line throughout the whole side, and then it says Armada up here with a nice dark color trim piece. Of course, the same fender arch in back, and then going all the way to the rear end, that plastic material makes its way into the center a little bit. You have your trailer hitch cover, some gloss black trim, parking sensors, and a nice design on the LED taillights. The LED bar connects, which is a really cool touch. You have blacked out Armada, the Nissan badge rear view camera, logo on the far right side, and an integrated spoiler up above, which also houses third brake light and the wiper blade back there. So overall, cool styling. I think it looks pretty sharp. It's definitely got some size to it, but it's all part of it. You can hold down the button on the key fob, press the button, or when you just stand back here, it will actually automatically open. And then when we take a look with the seats in the up position, we still have quite a lot of storage space all back here. Underneath the floor, we can lift that up. You got a little bit of hidden cargo space. And then on the far right side, we can adjust the suspension and lower all these seats. So for the backmost seats, pressing those once, you can easily get these to fold automatically down. We do have a 3-prong over on this left side, a couple tow hooks. And then you can get a good idea of the overall cargo space, certainly super roomy. And then for the second row, all 3 individual seats will fold down manually. Now from here, you will have to go through the side doors to pull those back up. Back seats, of course, you can just press the button once and they will come back up. Got your button up here, and then from every door you can lock and unlock it, which is a great touch. We have this black leather interior with contrast stitching, nice padding on the armrest, nice fold flat seats. And then one by one we're going to pop these back upwards, which really actually isn't too hard from this side. So from here, we have the lever up here, which will pull this seat and the middle one out of the way, and you can pretty easily climb into this third row. Third row passengers are going to get power operations for recline. You can see plugs as well as some cup holders. There's air vents up in the ceiling, and then overall it's actually a pretty comfortable back row. You have plenty of seat space, good headroom, and actually really good legroom behind these, even when they are reclined. If I go ahead and climb back out, not too hard to do, we can get these seats back into their position. A little heavy pushing them back, but if I go ahead and recline them a little bit, you can individually recline the center seat as well. And then from the center, you also are going to get some cup holders as well as armrests. And then up in front, you're gonna get climate controls, there's heated seats, your air controls, you have different zones, temperature, all that good stuff. Storage as well, and then some plugs. And then hopping into the second row, with the driver's seat at my height, 5'11", I have plenty of legroom and footroom, good headroom too, climate vents are up in the ceiling, and really can't complain. You got a good recline to further that, as you can tell with the 3 seats. So if you're looking for a family car, not a bad option. We can even slide this forwards and back. So definitely lots of going on for the back seats. Heading on to the front seats now. Once again, you got the smart key for the easy access, all the same materials, memory seating with 2 different settings, and all of your basic controls. You're gonna get power controls in the front seats as well. Got the white contrast stitching, orange as well, perforations throughout the leather. Just a cool looking sporty seat as expected. Pro-4X on the headrest, and then we have some orange accents. Making our way inside now. Keep my foot on the brake. Let's fire it up. Got all your screens that are gonna turn on, which is a cool touch. And then along the steering wheel, we have cruise control settings over on this left side. They're kind of like haptic feedback touchscreen buttons, which is pretty cool. You can toggle between the right screen as well as the left screen, so pretty easily do that. Or toggle this screen, and you can now go through all of this. So you got some information for the 4-wheel drive system. You can continue over into trip information, the home screen, and then continuing into settings, cruise control settings, nav, and all that good stuff. So definitely a pretty cool setup for the screen. You got paddle shifters as well. You have the stock on the right side for windshield wipers, headlights on the left. We have your park and brake, trunk release, this kind of wood type trim, soft touch material with more of the stitching, and then a nice bezel all throughout the screen. You're gonna get more soft touch up on the dash, more of the contrast all throughout it. And then for the multimedia screen, basically what you're used to seeing, we have more information that's gonna pop up, all sorts of different Google integration, Amazon, things like that. Cameras you can get right into, more settings you can add. We have audio controls, phone integration. You're also gonna get the home icon, and then back to climate now. So climate, you have your front seats you can easily adjust, and then you can go into the rear settings very easily. You have more apps right here you can go into. See a dash cam, more of the Google integration, things like that. We have a shortcut for the camera. So going into here, you have a nice forward view, top down, and then you can configure all sorts of different views. So definitely a cool touch. We have the 360 3D view, which is a really cool feature. You can just swipe this around, see where you need to go. Hitting the P button, we're back into park. And then underneath that, we're gonna get some air vents, your hazard controls. We have trailer brake adjustments, more physical climate controls with your temperature, fan speed, different heated and ventilated seat options. You don't have your zones here, so you will have to be out of anything here and be in this main screen to adjust the actual zones. Other than that, you have all the basics right here. We also have your 4-wheel drive controls, locking rear differential, and drive modes. So we have a ton for street as well as off-roading, and then of course a tow mode. And that will even adjust camera settings, which is a cool touch to see. And then of course, a couple more settings will pop upwards. Down below, we have wireless charging, plugs, cup holders. We can slide this cover closed, which is a cool looking texture. Got the name Armada, and then there's more storage. Opening up the center, we have a lot of space as expected, and we have more of this nice contrast. For the glove box, large bucket as you would expect. And then one last look at the interior. The new updated Armada fits the name well. I think it's a pretty nicely appointed interior, pretty easy to use overall, very comfortable and roomy. And then a nice massive roof up above with all your controls. Got a sunglass holder, and then the digital rear view mirror. You can easily toggle that on and off. So setting off now in the all new Armada. Slowly getting right up to speed, no issue there. So if you're looking at maybe a Toyota Sequoia, but you don't want a hybrid, honestly, this Armada is probably your best option. These are probably the 2 closest competitors. With this engine, it's got the torque, it's got the power. Transmission, it's a little slow between gear changes, but you know, it's no sports car, so you would kind of expect that. Gets up to speed nicely, and even with the weight of this vehicle, honestly, it is really well balanced. Driving it, this has been really comfortable. You got a lot of comfort to it. You got so much space throughout the interior, huge windshield. All the mirrors do a great job letting you see what's going on. I love the digital rear view. I like how the hood has the kind of curve in the center, but has sharp lines too on the far left and far right side. Makes it not feel so big. So I feel like that kind of helps dial down the size to where this feels a bit more sporty than your typical jumbo SUV. So that's been a nice touch. It doesn't feel too crazy. One thing with the visibility though, given it is a large vehicle, even with my mirrors poked out a little bit to where I can't quite see my own car, you do still get a little bit of a blind spot. You can see a car won't be in here or there, and the blind spot will be on. So you're gonna have to get used to that a little bit. Over your right and left shoulder, really no complaints with any of the view around. It's definitely easy to see around. And then getting back and moving, the steering has a good weight to it. It feels mechanical, which is quite nice, but it's also not too hard to steer, and it's not too light to have no feedback. So it feels like just a nice overall SUV with kind of that old school feeling to where it's simple and mechanical to drive, but it also feels refined. It's quiet. You don't really hear any noise, even the tires and wind noise for being more rugged and more boxy and big. It's a quiet interior. Let's dial it into sport mode just for the heck of it. It doesn't really make it that much different, quite honestly, but you do have the power to get moving even under speed, which is really cool. I do like the adaptive suspension. The air ride really makes this so much nicer to drive. It keeps it comfortable and smooth, and if you are trailering or towing, you know, it keeps this level to where it feels way more confident to tow than a basic SUV without those features. So that is a nice touch for sure. Build quality also feels good. This feels tough and rugged. I don't really have any driver complaints for, you know, just the driver's perspective. I think the only negative would maybe just be it is big. It's not going to be everyone's taste, and not everyone's going to be used to driving something that is this large. So other than just the size, which if you're buying this, you probably already know it's a big vehicle. Other than that, though, it drives the way you would expect. It's just a nice overall vehicle to pilot, and it has been a quite comfortable vehicle overall. Only other downside maybe is gas mileage. We really haven't gone that many miles, and yet it really does drink some fuel. So don't be buying this because you're concerned about gas. That is the one thing. This thing drinks a little bit, it weighs a lot, even with a smaller engine over the old V8s from back in the day. That might be the one complaint, but again, it's big, it's tough, and it can do quite a lot. So it seems to offer quite a lot.